Your Westland City Council meets twice a month to conduct the business of the City of Westland. The public is invited to attend and participate in these meetings. As we go through agenda items and vote on them, residents watching at home or in the audience don't always get the whole picture. The purpose of this program is to go over the proceedings in a little more detail to help you better understand what was voted on during the meeting. So today, I will be diving a little deeper into the September 3rd meeting of your Westland City Council in this episode of Westland in Focus. The first business item on the agenda is the consent calendar. This is a collection of items that are voted on in one motion. These items are considered to be routine, so there isn't usually much discussion needed. However, if a member of your city council would like to discuss it further, that item can be moved to the new business section of the agenda and voted on separately. The first item from the consent calendar I want to talk about is a maintenance contract that went to bid recently. The council awarded the City Hall HVAC maintenance and repair contract to Climate Technology Mechanical. This is a local Westland company who served in this role previously. Their bid was the second lowest dollar amount. And based on our previous dealings with them, their familiarity with our system, and the fact that they are local with very fast response times, we chose to continue our relationship with this company. We also approved Miller Bolt Incorporated as an alternate contractor should the need arise. Next, we had a couple of requests from the Department of Innovation and Technology Director, Craig Brown. With the trend moving towards laptop computers as opposed to desktops, Director Brown felt there was a need to be able to verify the location of these devices at all times and to be able to remotely access them if the machine is lost or stolen. The City Council approved the purchase of 100 licenses, which would allow the IT department to freeze laptops and communicate with the machines to view files and make sure that security protocols are in place. Director Brown was also asking your City Council to renew our license with CityWorks. This is one of those programs that the public doesn't really see or even know anything about, but is vital to the operations of our city. CityWorks is used by multiple departments to manage resident service requests and staff work orders for the Department of Public Service, Neighborhood Services, and others. CityWorks is also integrated into our Click and Fix app to allow for faster response times to issues reported by residents. This is the final year of a 3-year renewal that was approved in 2022. The last item on the consent calendar came from City Clerk Richard LeBlanc. Earlier this year, he and his team had applied for a grant from the Institute of Responsive Government. Based on this application, the City Clerk's office was awarded a grant of $60,000. That money will be used for the nonpartisan public purpose of planning and operating secure, efficient, and accessible elections right here in the City of Westland. Your City Council was just being asked to accept the grant money and agree that it will be used for the intended purpose and stated purpose of the election. We are very thankful for the work that was done by Clerk LeBlanc and his entire team to secure this funding and for all the work they do to provide efficient, secure, and smooth elections. As we moved on to the new business portion of the meeting, your City Council was presented with a request to repurpose the former Value City furniture store into a self-storage facility. The proposed business would be comprised of a number of temperature-controlled individual storage units varying in sizes. There will be no major changes to the site or of the exterior of the existing building. This new business will not be having any exterior storage facilities, and there will be no truck or trailer rentals on the site. The petitioner was requesting a special land use approval because the building is zoned CB3 or General Commercial Business. And by our charter, self-storage facilities are permitted in a CB3 district, but they require a special land use. This allows your City Council to make sure that new developments are in line with the current master plan. The request was approved and work will begin on renovating the building very soon. The last item on the agenda was a reappointment of a Planning Commission member. Brian Hopkins was originally appointed to the Planning Commission earlier this year to fill an unexpired term. At the meeting of your City Council, he was approved to serve a 3-year term, and we want to thank Brian for his continued service on our Planning Commission over the next 3 years. And as always, if you would like to be considered to serve on a board or commission, we have openings. Go to our city website at cityofwestland.com and click on the Boards and Commissions section to see a list of opportunities that are available. You can apply right from our website or download the application, fill it out, and return it to the mayor's office for consideration. Going back to the beginning of the meeting, we had a very special presentation. City Council President Pro Tem was involved in what she called a labor of love for the past 4 months with the help of other dedicated individuals in our community. The result was a card that was distributed to the Westland Police and Westland Fire Departments so that they can better communicate with people who are nonverbal. These communication cards were printed by local businessman and volunteer Don Nicholson. He donated the time and materials in honor of his late son, Edward Nicholson, who passed away earlier this year.
I'm very proud of the committee as they approached me in April to put together something that we would be able to use in the community for our public safety team to communicate with those that are nonverbal. So this is something that we started in April. I'd like to thank my mom, who is a special education parabro, or was for like 25 years. I'd like to thank Ray. I'd like to thank Director Aze, and also Gretchen Still, who's not here. And also, I really, really, really want to thank Don Nicholson. I'm going to turn this over to them, but this is something that was important to Don because we're doing this in honor of Edward Nicholson. And this is something, I don't think that Edward had these challenges at all. He did, yes. But for those that are in the community, it's important because I just did a ride-along, which I'll talk about later. And we, as I think a department, I want to say we, but you as a department, you guys interface with many different individuals, dealing with mental health, dealing with behavioral health challenges. So I'm really excited that Don Nicholson's going to make this presentation of these nonverbal cards, which will be used in our police department and fire department. So I'm going to turn this over to them, but I just wanted to tee this up because this is very meaningful to me, and I'm very proud of the committee and all the efforts that they put together for these cards.
Thank you, Melissa. I go back I was with the Disabilities Concerns Committee back many, many years ago with Ray, and I met Debbie as a parapro when Melissa was about 7 years old, so we go back a long time with the autism community. When Melissa and Debbie came to me in April about doing these cards, a lot of people don't know that my son, Edward, who was autistic, passed away last year. Matter of fact, it's coming up on the 1-year anniversary of September 23rd. And Edward was verbal, but it was one of those things where autism is a different, it's not something you can put in a book. You can't say, this is how that person understands things. So when they came to me to do this, I thought, this is just the perfect addition to what we're doing for Team Edward. And so what I've got here is a pack of these cards for the police and the fire department. We've laminated about 40 of them. I figured the ambulances would probably be best to have them laminated, and the rest are all coated. If you guys don't have enough, you got my number. We printed over 1,000 of these to get started. You're the first departments. Westland is the first place that's going to get these. We are going to be going around to other departments and talking to them, and if they have a need for them, they wish to have them, these are all free. These are not tax dollars. These are not this is all from a fund that we've set up for money from Edward's life insurance policy, and some that we've had donations and wanted to put it in. So we want to make sure that everybody has that opportunity. And Edward's #1 people were police and fire. Well, second. Batman was number one, but you know, he went for police and fire was next. So we have my Batman ring as Edward's ring, and you know, I always make sure I had the Batman socks on and everything. But that was his favorite thing. So I'm gonna pass these over to the chief. There's laminated some in there. There's about 100 of the non-laminated, but those are also coated, so they will still last even without being laminated for a long, long time. But at any point in time, you find that you're running low, or you need more, or this isn't enough just to even get started on, please give me a call and we'll deliver them the same day. They're already printed. Thank you.
I hope this review of the City Council proceedings shed a little more light on the actions of your Westland City Council. Of course, you can view the meetings in its entirety on our YouTube channel. The next meeting of your City Council will take place on Monday, September 16th in the City Council chambers. Prior to the meeting, you can view the entire agenda, including all of the supporting documents and materials, by going to the Agendas and Minutes section of our website at cityofwestland.com. After that, Mayor Kevin Coleman will be here to talk about the proceedings. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Westland in Focus.